morning. Hi, everyone. If I'd had 2 extra seconds to clean glasses. It's very cold. It is very cold. And my blanket is not here. My blanket is in my office. Shoot. It is, how cold is it? $29. Are we still supposed to get 14 inches of snow on Sunday? According to Apple, whom I don't trust, so, that number will get revised, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't believe it. We'll see what happens. Not sure. We will see. Go get blankets. Blankets after Stephen gets here. But, it's chilly this morning. Everything is frosted over outside. And, the covers I have on our patio furniture were sunk down. I'm like, I wonder why. So I put shoes on and a coat, and then I peeked outside, and there's, like, ice frozen. Like a solid block this thick. So I peeled it off, and then I tossed it into the yard. It was cold. We're gonna probably talk about our weekend. I see that there's 9 photos in the queue. Did you film it? No, I did not film it. Hi. Welcome upstairs. Could you get me a blanket? There's one up here. The teal one in my office. Yay, blanket. Thank you. Welcome to the upstairs time. You want that? Blanket time.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. I got 8 hours of sleep.
Uh-huh.
But I drove a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why
And yesterday morning you were like, what if we drive to IKEA on Tuesday?
Yeah, well, yeah. Having experienced a brief moment of Tuesday, I don't want to...
Drive to Charlotte?
Yeah, it's not... But, like, the reason was that we had been talking about going to IKEA to get some things, and we were looking ahead on the calendar, and, like, there's enough going on that, like, if we didn't do it today, we will not do it for, like, a month or something, because there's just enough other stuff going on that we wouldn't be able to, like, get there. So there was an incentive to, like, try and do it today.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I don't I don't think I want to be in the car.
I don't want to be in the
I
car.
don't think I want to be in the car. So, yeah. Hey, Sunny D. Welcome. There is no IKEA nearer to Raleigh than Charlotte, and like it's not too bad. Like there's parts of the
Richmond
country.
is just as far.
There's parts of the country. If you want to go to IKEA, you're like, oh god, I have to make a 6 to 8 hour trek. So it's not that bad, but it is not convenient. I don't know why Raleigh doesn't have one.
So does everyone else.
Certainly, one day, the capital of North Carolina will have one in Raleigh. Probably. Anyway, I was downstairs getting coffee. You told them we went somewhere?
Uh-huh. I didn't say where.
Oh, we went somewhere.
And that's the story. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, I guess I'll read some alerts first, but then we'll talk about where we were this weekend. We had a little, we're calling it a getaway.
We are?
That's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. I'm people. We had a subscription from Sanrio Crossing 1999. Welcome. 74 months from Zelda Master. 84 months from Jennifer Jack. That's a 7. What is this poll? How many fingers is Steven holding up?
How many fingers?
3. What was the answer?
3.
Oh, dang! Oh, wow. I did not look at the results before doing that.
I can confirm they were not on screen.
But also, 3 my favorite number. So, maybe that's why. I like 3 because it's more than 2 but less than 4.
Give me the bird!
$67 months from Siraj G, 58 months from Genesis, 13 from Lightstar, 52 from Private Brother for Christ. Thank you. Yeah, the math checks out. 54 months from Blaze, 26 from Sammy, 59 from The Slick Duke, 27 from Techie J, 57 from Titan in the Abyss. We get 500 bits of Jet Jet says, I'm glad I got all my interviews done last week because this week I have to deal with a cockroach problem. I have an exterminator coming tomorrow and I have boarding appointments for the dogs and cats. I have no idea what I'm going to do for 4 hours while my kitchen is being dealt with. Oof. I hope they get that sorted out.
Yeah.
It can be difficult, like once you have a problem, that can be hard because they gotta like make it where they don't. There's better words to say what I'm trying to say.
There sure are.
I don't have them quite yet. I feel like the first 20 minutes of Breakfast Stream usually is like, it's a little rough on my vocabulary. And then after that, things get better. But the first 20 minutes are rough.
Since 7:30.
You've been up since 7?
Uh-huh.
Why?
I woke up. I had a dream a rattlesnake bit me, and I've been awake ever since.
Did one actually bite you?
I hope not. Then there's a rattlesnake in the house.
I don't think there's rattlesnakes in Raleigh.
There isn't.
So it'd be hard for that to happen.
It looked like a water snake. A harmless water snake in the dream, but it had the rattle face. And it like struck at me, and I was like, oh, it didn't get me. And I was like, huh, my leg hurts. And I looked down at my leg, and there were like 2 dots. And I was like, ah. call 911, and then I woke up.
Yeah, remember, if you get bit by a venomous snake, it's okay. Calmly make your way to a hospital. Unless you're young or you're old, in which case, calmly make your way to a hospital faster. We do have copperheads.
Yep.
Supposedly, that's the only venomous snake in Raleigh, other than, like,
There's...
at some point, there's a
some-
line where cottonmouths show up.
Yeah.
So I think we're beneath the cottonmouth line, so there are not supposed to be cottonmouths where we are. How is anyone supposed to remain calm after being bit by anything? The trick is to tell yourself that if you panic, the venom pumps itself through your blood faster. So you just tell yourself, if I get anxious about this, it's bad. There you go. Fixed. We got 42 months from Supersonic Dog, 87 months from Renee, 500 bits from Gamers 00700, and 300 bits from Cosmic says, in celebration of my birthday, I'm giving you bits because this is how this works, I guess.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And I don't know when the cats' birthdays are, but happy birthday to the cats, too, just to cover the bases, because they're cute. I see pictures of them, and I'm like, oh, face.
He does do that.
I do that. When people post their pets, there's a lot of times I'm just like, that dog looks happy. And I'm so happy for that dog. That dog is happy. He in a good home. November 12th. It's like a half birthday, almost.
It just passed.
That quarter birthday. Okay. And now,
you can clean your glasses.
and now I should probably try and see. So, in October, we went to Japan. And when we went to Japan, the first several days that we were there was just me and Mao. And we realized something on that
We
trip.
should do this more often.
We were like, oh, wait. This is nice to not go on vacation with, like, a bunch of other people. I mean, eventually a bunch of other people showed up, and we did things with a bunch of other people. But it was like, oh, to just have a time with just us is really, it's different and is fun. So, we decided that in 2026, we should take more frequent tiny trips.
Yeah.
And then we planned one for January. And that was to Ocracoke, which is part of the barrier islands of North Carolina, in the Outer Banks. So if you look at the map of North Carolina ends, but then out from it you see some things just kind of out there. That's where we went. Just kind of floating. I mean, that's what islands do, is they float. We were just kind of out there. How do tiny trips work since you are so tall? Very carefully. It was nice because we went during the off season, because January is not when people go
To the beach.
to the beach.
It's also not when the island has very many things open.
So the advantage was we got to...
Stay very cheaply.
Yeah, it was not very expensive to stay there. So that was nice. And the purpose of going to Ocracoke, one of the reasons that we went, was because it's a dark place.
A dark sky site.
So you can go, and when it is dark...
When it was the new moon, as it was this weekend.
You can go and see the Milky Way. And Mao and I have talked about doing that for like 10 years. So we're like, oh my god, that'd be so cool. We should do that. So that's what we did, is we went to Ocracoke, and we were like, man, I really hope it's not cloudy, because if it's cloudy, you cannot see the Milky Way. Anyway, it was cloudy, but we still had a wonderful time.
We woke up that morning and you have to take a ferry. There is no bridge to that island.
Yeah.
And we were like, there's probably a ferry like every hour. It's not that far.
We should have planned better. That's on us. There was an assumption, and you know what they say about people who make assumptions. You shouldn't. That's what they say. So we woke up that morning on Saturday and was like, all right, when does this ferry run? And the ferry ran
2 times a day.
2 times that day. One at 10 a.m. and one at 4:30 p.m. and that was it. And I was looking at it at like 10:30 and I was like, okay, so there's one opportunity for this ferry. And then I was like, well, I'll just make a reservation to make sure we get on it. And then I went to make a reservation and it was like, oh, you can't make reservations same day. And I was like, oh my God. So then I'm like, Mal, we may not be getting there today.
So there's 3 ferries that go to Ocracoke, and we were specifically looking at the Swan Quarter to Ocracoke ferry.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, what about the other 2? And like, one of them is just as infrequent, and the other one is more frequent, but it's you have to go out to like Kitty Hawk and then down to it.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I have to fix a thing.
I see that. So we decided to try for the last ferry of the day out of Swan Quarter.
Yeah. I mean, we had enough time to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we were there at least an hour early, 90 minutes early.
yeah. So
we were
had,
the second people in line for the ferry.
Yeah, we had enough time to get there. It was just a matter of like,
how busy will it be when we get there?
yeah. And I called them ahead of time because I was like, hey, can I make a reservation on the phone? They're like, no, we don't do same day. She's like, but I can look and see what reservations have been made. And I was like, great. And she said, none. And I was like, awesome. Because it's January. And
how much was that ferry?
that ferry was $15.
Yeah. And we were residents of the state, so it would have been more if we had a different plate.
Yeah, Yama says, ferries over here are free. So, 50 different countries, right? North Carolina has 7 ferries that run. 5 of them are free, and 2 of them cost money. So, the one that we took cost money. But we also didn't even know how long it was.
We get there, and I'm like, I wonder how long this ferry is. And I look it up, and it's like 3 hours. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I did not think that it would be a 3-hour ferry. And I was like, all right. So we just were on that ferry for a long time.
Yep.
But it was fine.
How many cars could fit on that ferry, would you say? They could get dump trucks on the ferry.
Yeah.
But it was still quite small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, again, you planned a weekend getaway by doing no planning at all.
I originally booked a bed and breakfast, and then they called me the day after, and they're like, oh, we're actually closed in January. We're going to renovate the whole place. But we can get you somewhere else. But it won't have breakfast. And, like, you know, Steven grew up in a tourist town that closes for the winter, and I lived there for, like, 10 years. And I was like, yes, things close in the winter. Will we be able to get breakfast if it's not a bed and breakfast? And the lady on the phone was like, maybe. A lot of stuff closes all winter. But, you know, we try and, like, talk amongst ourselves of the people who live here and, like, try and have at least one restaurant open every day so that we don't have to always eat at home. She's like, but you may want to bring stuff with you. There's a kitchenette in the new place you're staying.
Yeah. Anyway, Mal was the one that, like, booked everything. So, in my mind, it was just like, all right, cool, we good.
We're good.
We have a place to go.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at, a map, and I'm like, there's a ferry. It'll be fine. Because I've never been to a place where the ferry runs only twice a day. So there was some assumptions on my part, and that was bad. But we made it. It was fine. So we got there. We didn't get, we got on the ferry at 4:30, but we didn't get to the island till, almost 7:30.
Yeah. And we could see stars from the ferry, but it was real cold, and the boat lights were not super conducive to stargazing. But, there were stars all the way down to the horizon, and you could just faintly see the Milky Way.
Yeah.
But the ship lights were very bright, so it wasn't super great. It was also cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got into Ocracoke, and there were 3 restaurants open that night.
There were 3? I thought there were 2.
Well, one closed at 8. We didn't have enough time to get to that one.
So there were 2.
There were 2. So we picked one to go to, and we're like, we'll go to one of the others tomorrow. None of the others were open the next day.
Yeah, on Sunday, only the one that we had went to was open. And we tried to get some food.
Oh, there was no McDonald's on the island. There was no fast food at all.
No. On Sunday morning, we were like, oh, we'll go get some lunch. And we looked, and the only place open was the hot dog hut, which was in a gas station.
Yep.
And we're like, well, screw it. Let's do that. So then we drove to the hot dog hut, and the hot dog hut was not open. No. So then we had to look on their social media, and they were like, thank you for so many years of the hot dog hut.
We're moving
locations.
We'll open back up in April or something.
And I was like, But they had a general store that was open. It was like a little grocery store. So we were like, all right. So we went in there, and they had some
pre-made sandwiches?
Yeah, they had some pre-made sandwiches. It does sound miserable, but
we had a great time.
We did have a great time. We kind of approached it from the mindset of it's an adventure.
Yeah, and we had some heads up. So we brought food.
Yeah. So what we did was, before we got to the place, before we got on the ferry or anything, one of the towns before there, we stopped at a grocery store and picked up some meat and cheese, crackers, mustard,
apples.
Yeah, just some little things. And then
I knew we would have a fridge, but I didn't know we would have a toaster oven or even a toaster.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, a charcuterie board would be decent. And then we get to the grocery store, and the last grocery store before the ferry was an IGA, and it was very, very small IGA. So we ended up getting pre-sliced sandwich cheese, cheddar and pepper jack, and that was the cheese we had.
Yeah.
It was there was no prosciutto.
No, it was just a 10-pack of cheddar and a 10-pack of pepper jack. And then we were like, what meat options do we have? And they had these little sausages, and I was like, all right,
here we go.
It's gonna be an interesting. Yeah, it was.
And
but it was
we were
fun.
like, this is our backup food in case there's no restaurants open. And then the second night, when it was that first restaurant open again, and we were like, we don't want to eat there again. We were like, well, we have charcuterie.
Yeah, we
have Timu charcuterie.
The other thing was that it was cold, right? Because it's January on an island, and the second day on Sunday it rained all day.
Oh yeah.
So we literally could not do anything. So we
put together a puzzle. We played some video games.
Yeah.
We put The Price is Right on in the background.
Yeah, we listened to so much of Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Being like, the retail price is. Yeah. It was fun, actually. It was okay. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't go back probably in the winter.
No. Maybe May or October. Right at the end of the off season before everything closes and it's not super busy or hot.
Yeah, HGTV is the perfect channel for Getaways. They didn't have cable, they had whatever Vizio has, where like it's the channel is the show. So we were watching like the Price is Right channel.
Yeah. Chill Day says you can still do things in the rain, but okay. And we did. We looked at things, but there's nothing open. None of the shops. There was like a ton of art galleries. None of them were open. You can go to the beach. We did. It's a beach. We lived there for like 10 years.
Yeah, it was.
And it was cold.
It
and
looked
windy.
exactly like Myrtle Beach, except there
No
was
houses and no
There was
hotels.
no people.
Yeah.
Just like. But it was fun.
Yeah.
We had fun. We ate at the restaurant the first night.
Yep.
And
There was a band.
Yeah. They were like, do you want to sit inside or outside? And I'm like...
Oh, no, there was a wait inside. They were like, there's a 2-hour wait to sit inside.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll just sit outside because I am not... We were starving by the time we got there. And I was like, we'll just eat outside. And it was okay. They had like a wall.
For the wind. It was chilly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Our place sat on the harbor. Like, if you look at the map of Ocracoke, our place was, like, on the harbor, so we could look out into the harbor at the boats as it rained all day.
Yeah. It sounds
There was
cold.
no one around. It was so remote. Like...
It was interesting. That's the word I'm going to use for it. Radio Dread says, cannot imagine eating outside in January. Well, we had coats on.
Yep.
And there was that wall.
There was that wall.
And then also the thing to remember is that we were very hungry. So it's like one of those things that you're hungry and that's like keeping you going. And then the food comes out and you're just... we scarfed that food down.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the minute that you're done eating, your body is like... Oh, I'm cold. As soon as we finished eating, it was like, we need to pay and leave. We need to get out of here. What are we doing outside?
On Monday morning, we got up and we drove the barrier islands because we were on Ocracoke, which was like not the point, but it's like the lowest part you can get to without taking a different ferry. So we took the smaller ferry up to Hatteras, which is free. That one's free.
That one's free.
And that one runs approximately hourly.
Yeah.
And that one's a 70-minute ferry. So we got on that, or we drove up Ocracoke, and then we pulled up to the ferry, and we were like, well, what's the longest we can wait? Like, 2 hours?
Yeah,
like,
we didn't...
Whatever, we'll walk the beach, we'll chill. Because
Yeah,
Monday was sunny.
Yeah, we didn't time it because we didn't care. It was
Yeah.
like, we'll just get there when we get there. But as soon as we pulled up to where the ferry was, the guy waved us on.
And then they brought up the back hatch, and then the boat went. And we were like...
timed it perfectly. It was
Perfect.
like, cool. So we drove straight onto the ferry and didn't have to wait at all. And then we got to Hatteras at like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 11
And then we
a.m.
drove out to the point, which is Buxton. Yeah. And if you've seen it on the news of the houses in North Carolina falling into the ocean, that's where that is.
Yeah, so you see people, in defiance of God, built houses on
On the sand, on the
sands.
beach in North Carolina.
And then what happens is, over time, not even that much time, the sand goes away.
Especially during a storm.
So then the houses just go, wah. And this happens a lot, actually.
There was like 8 of them this past fall. We ate in Buxton for lunch that day, and like 2 blocks away was like where a house had gone into the ocean in October.
Yeah. That was also an adventure because, like, we were driving up Hatteras, and Mal's like, there will be things open. And I was like, let's check. let's check, because I'm not so sure after Ocracoke that there's going to be anything open.
Not everyone who owns a restaurant tells Google that they're temporarily closed for the off-season,
Yeah.
as we know and
So
experienced again.
So Google's like, this place open, and then you pull up, and on the sign it's like, see y'all in March. And I was like, okay, all right. But we did eventually find a place called Fatty's,
Yeah.
And when we walked in, it was one guy.
And he's like, I'm kind of back and forth doing stuff today,
He's
so...
like, I'm the only guy.
He was nice.
He was very nice.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm the only guy here, but, like, I can make anything. And I was like, that's great. He's like, but we don't have any clam chowder. And I said, okay. So then we ordered some food.
Yeah.
And then he brought it out, and I was like, he did it.
And we ate. And the French Canadians that sat at the table next to us and ordered didn't seem super thrilled by the experience.
No. When we walked back there, I heard them speaking French, and I was like, that's fine. That's the language you're allowed to speak. And they did not like the food.
No, they didn't.
I don't understand French, but I understood that.
Renee says, I miss clam chowder. It's not really a thing here. Apparently, in the Outer Banks, it's clear broth clam chowder. I grew up with, like, Boston clam chowder or, like, San Francisco clam chowder.
Did they say 3 bad? Gold star. Steven was going to kill me in 4 weeks. Listen, everyone's allowed to speak French, go to French,
France?
whatever. Go to the parts of Canada that are France. Like, it's fine, you know. Are there better places to go and better languages to speak? Yes. But, you know, everyone's allowed to use French as mustard. You have a French-speaking twin sister? I think you got the better extra language. Personally. The one funny part was, you know, they're French, so they're like speaking French. But then Linkin Park came on the radio, so then I heard this French woman singing "Numb." I've become so numb, and I was like, I guess Linkin Park just
Global.
It bridges language barriers. I like Linkin Park, but I did have a problem with Linkin Park playing in that store.
It was so much louder than the other songs that played.
That was part of it, and every other song was themed.
We
walked,
I
yes,
didn't pay attention to that.
every other song was themed. When we walked in, it was playing like "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald," and I was like, "Great, great!" I'm in this zone.
The employee was super nice. I
He
really
was super
liked
nice.
him. We chatted a bit.
Yeah, he was nice. He was like, so he said,
Where y'all from?
I was like, we came from Ocracoke. We're just driving up. And then I had told him that I was from Myrtle Beach because I was used to, like, the touristy stuff. And he goes, Myrtle Beach is just, that's so big. It's so huge. And I was thinking, I guess, like, if we compare Myrtle Beach to these islands, yeah, but it was weird hearing that Myrtle Beach was big because I'm like, I get, sure. And then I told him that we lived in Raleigh now, and he's like,
That's really big.
that's really big. And I was like, again, it's all, I guess it's just all in relation to the previous thing. But we had fun.
Yeah, we drove up, drove into the Kitty Hawk Memorial, the Wright Brother Memorial, and it was like $10 a person. We were like, no, thank you.
Well, the other thing was that when you get to the parking lot, you see the memorial up on the hill, and it's like easily...
It's this giant obelisk.
It's easily like a half-mile walk.
Up a hill.
And it like the wind is whipping.
Cold.
So we got out of the car and looked up at it, and I was like, I can see it! And then we left. And that was fine. I filmed it. If anyone watching that video is expecting to like really get a view
and learn about the Wright brothers.
About Kitty Hawk, like, nope. Yeah, memorial perceived. That's what it was. It was like, man, this general area is where the first plane flew.
Yep.
Cool. Back in the car.
It is cold.
But, you know, it was really cold. So.
Anyway, there's photos in the queue.
I will show photos after I read the alerts again. Okay. But I'm finishing this coffee because there's just a little bit left and it's about to be cold.
Rowan says, now you finally have context for the plates. Yeah, I mean, we knew that, like, ahead of time, but the interesting thing about license plates, because you bring it up, is people who live on the Outer Banks have special license plates.
They do.
Yeah.
It's a normal license plate.
It's the normal North Carolina one.
But the first 3 characters are OBX for Outer Banks. And you'd be driving around, and all of these people have OBX and then numbers.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's neat.
Yeah. It was neat.
That's my story.
It's like, interesting.
Yeah. Also, this is a great time to run the most important poll that one can run.
Oh.
And that is, which state was first in flight? Is it Ohio or is it North Carolina? Because the Wright brothers are from Dayton, Ohio, but they first flew in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. So which state gets to take credit for that? Because the boys are from Ohio, but the event occurred in North Carolina. And both states have first in flight license plates, and it is a huge fight.
When Paul was just here for New Year's, he drove out to Kitty Hawk to see it.
As a historian, I hate this. It like, to me, the answer is just yes. Because, like, they both have importance. But if you can only choose one, which one do you pick? Parallaxis says, as a non-American, I would know it was Kitty Hawk, but not Dayton. And I think that gives... I think that's worth something. Mm-hmm. Is, you know, if you're growing up with... What's the word? Tertiary knowledge of
history?
Of the history,
yeah.
Because you're not even in the country. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Besides, like, not getting to really stargaze, the other thing I wanted to do, and I knew we couldn't do that on this trip, is I wanted to go to Portsmouth Island, which is the next one south of Ocracoke, which is a state park, national park, one or the other. And it was abandoned in, like, the 50s or 70s. I forget which. And the people that lived there, like, as there weren't children being born there and they moved off the island, it became part of the Park Service. And they left all the buildings, and you can just go walk into, like, the general store.
Yeah. I would like to do that at some point, because that just seems...
It's apparently great for, like, looking at seashells, too, because, like, no one lives on Portsmouth.
Yeah. So, there's reasons to go back and do all this stuff. The advantage of doing winter is that it was much cheaper than going in summer.
Yeah.
Which
and,
I
like,
loved.
Ocracoke got the Highway 12 in the 70s. And there used to be wild horses on the island, but in the 50s. In the 50s, yeah.
50s got the highway.
70s is when they got water.
Yeah.
They used to just have, like, cisterns and wells, but in the 70s they got public water service.
So in the 1700s, the Spanish were there, and they brought horses. Mm-hmm. And there were horses either that escaped or were left or whatever. So up until the 1950s, there were just wild horses roaming Ocracoke Island. And then when they built the highway system, they were like, we should probably corral these horses, or they're just going to keep getting hit by cars. So they decided to corral the horses. But you can go see them.
Yeah.
So all the wild horses, they've just put in, like, a big corral.
They don't really seem wild when they look like farm horses behind a
ended.
fence.
Yeah.
The winner is Carolina.
Yeah.
Ohioans in shambles.
Yeah. I mean, it's both. It's both, but also...
Ohioans are always in shambles.
Fair. It's both, but also it's just... It is one of those things that, like, even... It's both, but also if the international people, like, if their history is, like... If it's Carolina, I'm like, that's... That's telling. But I guess people mostly want to know where the thing happened. They don't want to know about the person. However sad that is, I think that's generally how it works with a lot of history. Is like, well, where was it that it happened?
Yeah.
You know? So, anyway, don't worry. We'll be fighting about it forever. Yeah, Dayton has the Aviation Museum, which also is super cool.
Oh, it's super cool.
Super, super cool. Highly recommend it if you're ever in the Dayton area to go see it, because it's...
The National Air Force Museum?
Yeah, it's real neat.
Super cool.
I was trying to think if North Carolina had something.
Like a plane?
They have the obelisk.
They have the obelisk.
Anyway, we got 100 bits from Lightstar. 500 bits from Incarnado that says, today is my mom's birthday and tomorrow's my dad's birthday, so here's to hopefully 2 good birthdays. Happy double birthday.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. Because then you could, like, celebrate. You could go have, like, a nice dinner at the same time and be like, it's both of our birthdays. And try to get the restaurant to bring you 2 desserts.
Both nights.
Oh, you mean go back to back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. Colin Mack says, would you ever go to Roanoke to check out the Lost Colony stuff? I mean, it's not impossible. Mal and I both like history, so...
We drove through Roanoke Island, like, over it, coming back from Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a whole lot to see.
Yeah. There's bridges.
There's a lot of bridges.
You know, I know a guy with a doctorate in history. History's fun. I like learning. I think it's easier to learn for me being in a place instead of like
in a book.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels more real or something. So being able to walk around a place is helpful. That's why anyone who loves history learns more about Williamsburg, Virginia than any other place, because you go to Colonial Williamsburg and you're like, I get it. They wore hats. So that's helpful. We got 42 months from Derpidius Bidoof, 60 months from Frostbeard, that's a 5. 300 bits of Jet, who says, we went and took a family vacation to the Outer Banks when I was 6, and the main thing I remember from the trip was that we were followed by a Snapple truck. Whatever ferry we were on, whatever lighthouse we visited, even when we went to Kitty Hawk, there was a Snapple truck. That's bizarre. Weird. Why would I guess the Snapple truck was delivering Snapple to the exact same places you were going, but that is strange. One of the interesting things about like road trips is sometimes
you see the same car.
Yeah. I remember when we were doing I don't know if it was cross country or East Coast, but there was a semi, and like we would pass this very specific semi, and then we would like get off and go to the rest area or whatever, and we'd get back on, and then we'd see that semi again, and it just kept happening, and I was like, oh man, where's the semi going? That's my story. 34 months from Duke Dew, 59 months from Advil Melon, 41 from Hugh 1290. 30 bits of aggregated molecules that says 2 kitties are coming home with me today. Pics in Discord stream chat. Ooh.
Exciting.
I love it. I will be taking a look. I read all of I stay up to date on Discord, but I
don't always say something in Discord.
Yeah, but I was the one I stay most up to date with is pets. Just like, what are these pets doing?
Coffee.
When you post a picture of your pet, I am looking at it. And I'm like, look at that lizard. We had 63 months from Tiger. 300 bits from Gold Major says, this is the Chaz-appointed year of horse, so you should know. Properly called, those horses are feral horses, domesticated ones, Equus ferus cabalis, set free. There's only one wild, non-domesticated species or subspecies of horse, Przewalski's horse, which is native to small parts of Mongolia. Neat. So feral horses. the problem. Well, I mean, now none of them are feral, I guess.
Yeah.
If the horses were corralled in the 50s, that means that a horse would have to be like 70 years old. And I don't know how old horses live, but I don't think it's 70. So they're all now just domesticated horses. 30? That sounds right. That's pretty good. I've decided just now with no other information. I'm like, that's pretty good for a horse. Don't know anything else about horses. I'm like, yeah, that seems right. That seems about how long a horse should be alive. 30. Nobody wants an 80-year-old horse. We don't need horses running around and like, I remember, World War II. We're like, no. Of course, we let parrots live to be 100. I say we let them. Like, we'll allow it. Three bits of spinach wrap who says, I grew up in Sequoia. Chaz. Parrots. Thought you said parents. We're talking about animals. I'll let my parents live. I guess. Spinach Wrap says, I grew up in Sequoia, County, Oklahoma, and at least once a year in grade school, we went to the home of Sequoia, who invented the Cherokee alphabet. That's neat. Once a year in grade school is often. That is definitely something. Like, if you're going to do a thing every year, you're going to remember that.
Yeah.
That's pretty frequent. I don't think there's anything I did, like, through school, at least, annually.
No. Like, we took field trips, but they were never repeat ones.
Yeah.
Like, we went to, see, oh my god, I'm not thinking. The Ice Age, glaciers, when they, like, retreated and went, because the glacier would, like, retreat, and they moved across the state of Wisconsin. They left formations and, like, changed the landscape.
Okay, sorry. That
So
started
there's,
with, we went to see the glaciers, and I was like...
Well, the formations.
Sure.
And I'm not thinking of what the name of that area is, but, like, we drove down there on a bus, and they took us out to look at, and they were like, here, this is a lake, and they all have names, and I've forgotten all of them.
Spinach Trap says it was nearby and pretty cool, and a lot of us are part Cherokee to varying degrees. I see. Yeah, I can see why that would be of interest and importance to, like, a local area. And I'm sure that there's, like, schools in the Carolinas that do frequent field trips to something, but, like, I can't think of anything that I personally did.
One of the things that I find sad about moving to a state that I didn't grow up in is I missed all of that, like, 5th grade education for, like, local stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were driving around yesterday, and it's like, oh, here you are in Nash County, and, like, it occurred to me I don't know any of the counties besides, like, Wake County.
Yeah. I mean, like, one of the things that is neat, though, about being an adult in a new place is that, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, I guess, but, like...
You can learn about what you're interested in?
That, and I feel like I guess it's that. I care more, because in school, as a kid, they, force feed you all of the information, and you only retain what you really care about. And in adulthood, it's like, okay, well, now I can just pick... This is of interest to me, so now I want to know.
Casper says, Raleigh locals were often taken to President Jackson's birth house. Yeah, and that's in Mordecai. No, it's Mordecai. It's spelled Mordecai.
But it's
They pronounce it different here in Raleigh.
Interesting.
And, like, that's where Jackson's birth house was moved to.
Yeah, there's places that I went, like...
Yeah.
with school and whatever, but we didn't have any repeat things. Either that or we did, and I don't remember. So clearly it wasn't super important to me. We got 51 months from Casper the Hylian Wolf. And that clears the alerts, and we should probably actually show
The photos we took?
the photos.
We didn't take a ton of photos.
No, I did film things.
Yeah.
I made a video. So. Oh, like Miami, Oklahoma is pronounced Miami. Interesting. Steven made a video.
Wisconsin has a Berlin, but it's not pronounced Berlin like Germany. It's pronounced Berlin on purpose. Because in World War II, they decided to change how they pronounced it.
Belwa.
That's different.
All right, let's look at these photos. So
This was from the road. Like, it was just interesting the ocean was that close in places.
yeah, and the ocean is on one side, and then
The sound is on the other.
yeah, about as far away. So you're just driving this tiny strip of land for a while.
We had the whole beach to ourselves. Like, there was not another person out there.
Yeah, it was neat.
It was windy and cold.
That's the other direction.
It's also interesting because we lived in Myrtle for so long. There's no houses there. There's no hotels.
Yeah. Yeah, I am used to seeing the entire coast lined with things. Yeah, this is
There's a puzzle I put together.
Yeah, this is all Ocracoke. Did you say you put together? We put together. How dare you? Just because you put together 85% of it, I did a lot of the fur.
This was our Timu charcuterie.
I mean, we had a good time. Had Ritz crackers.
Apples.
I ate. That you know.
This was from the ferry.
It's pretty sky.
It was very pretty sky.
I mean, I don't do well with water. Like, we got on the ferry, and immediately I was like, I cannot look out at the water. I am getting sick. So I had to spend the entirety of the 3-hour ferry staring at Balatro on my phone.
I sent the sunset photo to a bike friend, and he's like, wait, you're on the East Coast. How are you filming a sunset over water? And I was like, we're in the Sound.
This is our little place that we stayed.
You can kind of see the harbor out here.
I brought the Switch and played Earthbound. Because that felt like, you know, the appropriate thing to do. Here's us at the beach. When Mal was taking those photos, I took this one. Looks like you're dancing on my finger.
A little bit.
This is our actual height difference. Are there more?
That's it. That was all 9.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Beans? I did. Yeah, there were 4 photos of beach. Beans. Things to know.
I have an auction up.
It's true. Mal's painting Obscura is up currently, so you can check that out until Monday.
Yep.
Other things going on. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern is me.
Title of stream. Me.
It's me!
Go live message. It's
Congrats,
just me.
I guess. Yeah, like, we're gonna play something. I'm not sure exactly.
We won.
Too bad. I don't know what we're gonna play. We might do another Democracy stream. There's so many games that I've acquired for Switch in the last bit, and I want to try some more of them. I've been kind of thinking about doing a Democracy stream of just like retro FPS remakes, because there's enough games that I could let y'all vote on like which one we play. Because I know there's PO, there's Killing Time, there's some other stuff, so that might be fun tomorrow. Some of those things are a little difficult. So 13 again. Yeah. PO'd and Killing Time are like boomer shooters. And 13's not. So I'll see if I have another boomer shooter. Quake. We got 300 bits from Spin the Trap. Says nervous clown. Tomorrow afternoon I take Eli, who is 6, for a blood test to see if he has celiac disease on top of his juvenile arthritis. He is a tiny little spaghetti boy made of sunshine and toothpicks.
Aww.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes. I hope, I hope he does not have celiac disease. But also, just I hope that you can have a little piece today and tomorrow for being a nervous parent. So good vibes. And certainly good vibes to Eli, too. In addition to tomorrow's stream, Thursday's breakfast stream again.
Yep.
Friday morning, You're finishing Mount Fuji?
Unless I want to do a gold wash over it. Because I'll have to dry before I do that.
Okay. Well.
But otherwise I'm going to paint the ocean and then it'll be, like, done.
Okay. And then Friday, who knows?
Who knows?
Because we played Exit 8 and Platform 8. I have a list of games, and I've talked about them on the most recent Patreon video, but there's quite a few different things that we want to do and try on Friday before we get into another, like, long game. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then that's it. There will not be... Well, you know what? Let me just asterisk this. I had said that there wouldn't be Hades on Sunday, and there's not supposed to be. But the weather for the entire U.S. this week is incredibly volatile, so...
Same goes for my stream on Monday.
So we're just gonna... Yeah, and Mal was not supposed to stream on Monday, but, like, we may be here. Because we were supposed to go somewhere, but, like, we may be here. So my plan is if I'm here, I'll stream Hades on Sunday. If I'm not going to be here and it looks like the weather's going to be all right, then I may do a Hades stream, even if it's just like one run on Saturday.
Currently, they're saying we're going to get 12 to 14 inches on Sunday. And 6 to 7 on Saturday. So, what's that math? 14 plus 7? 21?
Yeah, 21.
If Raleigh gets 21 inches of snow, the city will be shut down for a month.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of snow. Yeah, for the record, Sunday I was supposed to drive down to Myrtle Beach and see my family.
And I'm supposed to go to Florida.
Yeah, so... I don't know. We'll see what happens, but, like, right now I'm kind of thinking neither of us are going to go
Stock up at Costco
anywhere
today instead of going to IKEA then. That's not a bad idea. Before the whole city is like, shoot, we need all the bread and the eggs and the milk.
Yeah, we have some stuff, but, like, just picking out, you know what we could really use? I know this seems dumb. I like to buy the 4-pack of pepperoni frozen pizzas.
Yeah.
At Costco. And, like, I want to get one of them. Maybe we should go to Costco.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible idea.
It's not a terrible idea. You should do that sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Like right after stream sooner.
Yeah, the time we were going to go to IKEA.
Yeah.
There's still time to go to IKEA. I mean, if we decide...
We're not going to IKEA today.
I'm awake now.
Have fun.
I could drive a car.
Go to IKEA, come back, go to Costco.
Don't dare me. You know I'm crazy. I'll do it. I'll come back and I'll be like, they had 2 Billy shelves.
That's what I drove.
That's what I drove. I spent
4 hours in a car.
I spent $30 in gas and 4 hours in the car to get 2 shelves. No, it's not fun if someone's not with you. You gotta have a person with you. Be like, Alex, what are you doing today? Working? You don't need to do that. Let's go to IKEA. All right. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday. And, I don't know, stay warm, I guess, because that's the big thing. I don't know what this week's going to look like. And it's not just us. It's, a lot of the U.S. So stay warm, everybody. I will see y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for Democracy. See you then.